Good afternoon, and welcome to Voices from the Pew, Christmas edition. My name is Barrett Payne, and I'm here with my colleague, Terry Weatherells.
Hey, everybody.
And we are here back with Voices from the Pew. If you're not familiar with Voices from the Pew, or just to remind everybody what Voices from the Pew is an our opportunity to turn the microphone around and hear from you all in our pews, where we get to interview various people. And we did some this summer. We're going to do it now at Christmas time. And just to remind everybody, our theme this Advent season is Our Family Tree, reminding us that every name is part of God's story. And today we have with us two special names and two special people, Donna and Kathy Harms. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And we'll let you arm wrestle. Who wants to go first? But introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, I'm Donna, and I'm getting the cold shoulder from Kathy over here. So
More like the elbow.
No, it was an elbow. Okay. But we are members of the oldest Sunday school class in the church. And we've been around a good many years. I won't say how many, but have found a true family here. And it's good to be here.
I was glad you're here. Yeah. And Donna was one of the very first people I met because she was on the PNC committee. So thank you.
And we're glad she
Yes.
was.
Good
Well,
job,
we are very
Donna.
glad
She was
she
very
was. Yes.
discriminating.
She represented
Taylor
the
was on
church
that
very
too.
well. And our Taylor was on there as well too, who is recording right now for us. And Kathy,
So I'm Kathy Harms, and we came in 1962. And the reason we came to this church is because it was the only one on the island at that point. Although Bill's father was a Lutheran minister and had a big book of all the Lutheran ministers in the United States. And every time we moved, he would look up that place. Where is the Lutheran church? Well, it was attached to the Episcopal Church down Camp Road. It was a little frame church, and we went there to test it out. And Bill said it was the wrong synod. I'm not sure about Lutheran churches. So we came here because this was Presbyterian, and that was my mother's church. So here we are.
well, we're glad you're here. And tell us, Kathy, tell us where you moved from. Where'd you move from?
Well, initially it was Cordele, Georgia. But before Cordele, Georgia, we both grew up in Philadelphia. So we were Northern Presbyterians, and I didn't know it was a Southern Presbyterian, whatever that meant. But
We're joined now.
now we're all together.
That's right. Yeah.
Hooray.
Hooray. And then, so you grew up in the big city of Philadelphia, and Donna, you grew up in something a little bit different, right?
Very much so.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a village along the Hudson River in New York, upstate New York. So very, very different. Yes. And
And since it's Christmas time, won't you tell us a little bit about what Christmas was like in those two places where you grew up?
snow, lots and lots of snow, and tobogganing, and crisp, clear nights, and just every place where we lived, every place was up because we were down by the banks of the creek.
Okay.
So any place we had to go up, we had to climb up. So
Yeah.
accordingly, there were lots of hills. So there's lots of sleigh riding. And one of the fun things, you weren't allowed to take a sleigh to school, but we could take a cardboard box. So everybody would bring a cardboard box. And if you broke down one side of the box, you could sit in it and pull the flap up between your legs and go down the hill.
Oh, that was a great memory.
So it was great fun.
So y'all had snow at Christmas time.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember a year when I was a child. I can't remember a year when we didn't.
Oh, my word.
Yeah,
How
lots
neat.
of it.
And your eyes light up, so you liked it.
I did. I had a wonderful, wonderful childhood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Kathy? What was
Yeah, we didn't have as much snow. We always wanted snow, and we looked for snow Christmas Eve, and we were fortunate if we got some because snow, to me, turned the world into magic, all white. And after Hugo, you remember how it was so ugly, and then the snow came and covered up all that mess, and it looked gorgeous to me. Anyway, we didn't have as much sledding, but we did have a golf course that, and when it snowed, we'd go over there and take our sled from the tallest tree, and off we'd go down the hill. But
what was the big city like at Christmas time? Was it all decorated in the
Mama,
town? And yeah,
Mama and grandmother would take my sister and I downtown to Snellenberg's down in the middle of Philadelphia. And they had a little walk through, like a boardwalk. And you walked through that, and on either side was a snow scene with elves working very hard. And you went on and sat on Santa's lap and told him what you wanted. So that was, and I always wondered, there's Mama, listening very hard. What does she want? But anyway, that was always a treat. We didn't go there every year, but
yeah.
I remember it well. Oh, caroling. Did you go caroling?
As a child?
Yeah.
No.
No. Oh, well.
Did you go caroling as a child?
Teenager.
Uh-huh.
We were in, there was Episcopalian church, Presbyterian, and a Baptist church. We're all on the same street. And so I went with my friend to the Episcopalian church, and we went caroling, and it was a Christmas card look with the carolers out there. And it was always Christmas Eve when we went.
Okay.
And never in a car. You walked around the neighborhood and stopped and sang. And then the lights might go on in the house or not. But one night we were there Christmas Eve, and it was snowing, and it was just like Christmas card. And then we got back to the Episcopalian church, and I forgot the name of the rector, but I think we had a little bit of wine.
Oh.
And then we went to the 12 o'clock service in the Episcopalian church, and that was memorable.
I just wondered, you were in upstate New York. Did you ever get to go down to the city for
No,
Christmas?
not as a child. I didn't. No, but Kathy was talking about, church anyway. Christmas Eve for us, there were two services. When I was a very small child, it was a German Lutheran church that I was attending. And there were still services in German when I was very small.
Wow.
But the ones I went to, they had them in English. There would be one at 7:30, and then all the children would come. We had to speak a piece, and this was very important, or sing, which I loved. Even when I was little, I couldn't wait to get on that stage. And but I just remember when I was old enough, I got to go to the service at night. It began at 11 o'clock at night, and it got out at midnight.
So it got out Christmas morning, right?
And of course, it got out Christmas morning.
Yep.
We had no car, and it was a long walk.
Oh, my goodness.
But I remember that, my dad, of course, would carry me part of the way. I do remember that too. But it was pretty magical.
So peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of my favorite times in the entire year, all year long, is right after Christmas Eve. I can't buy anything. There's no stores are hardly open. It's just it's a peace when you walk out of the church, right? Yeah.
Everything's done, too.
Everything's done. Well, it's not done, you're not going to get it done. So it's just done. It is what it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's just a peace. That silence is a peace to me.
My father would cut the tree, but we did not see a trimmed Christmas tree until Christmas morning. that was part of the gift of waking up at Christmas. So I don't know how my parents managed to
Wow.
scramble and do that whole tree before Christmas morning.
They probably didn't.
Wow.
They didn't sleep.
But they
got
did.
home at church. By the time they got home at church, it's like they walked the mile, 2 miles, and
Yeah,
in the
we did.
snow.
It was at least
In the
3
snow.
miles.
Like
And
every
then
other
they-
parent on Christmas Eve.
Up all night probably, but
Yeah,
Well,
how
that's
neat is
what
that?
we did.
Magical.
We didn't know, but we had a parlor that had sliding wooden doors, and so everything could be hidden back there, which it was. But one Christmas Eve, I must have been five or so years old, and I saw Daddy coming down from the third floor carrying something, and that year I got a drum. Because the kindergarten teacher, I said I had good rhythm. But anyway, they did that. And then on Christmas, the doors were open and you saw all the presents. We always had a lot of presents. We were very fortunate and wonderful Christmases.
Yeah.
My brother played the violin beautifully. And I can remember that was a lot part of Christmas too. The carols that we would do just as a family. And then we had so many relatives in town, 11 aunts and uncles and 23 cousins.
Oh my word.
But they were in they didn't live down near us. One aunt and her children did. And Christmas, we didn't have a car, so everybody came to see us. And I can just remember being so crowded in the house, but Mom would play and we would all sing with violin accompaniments. That was really nice.
That is nice. Did some of those traditions continue as y'all got older and got married and moved down here and other places?
No, always music.
Always music.
Always music.
And y'all both, well, Donna, you're still in the choir. And Kathy, you were in the
Well,
choir.
one of the
one time.
Christmases down here, it was 82 degrees.
That's a
I
little-
thought, what? It was just terrible.
I remember that.
Yeah. But then I got used to it and it's just fine. Everything's lovely.
So, what Christmas traditions survived these years that you brought into your adulthood and your family? Did you put all the Christmas gifts behind a door or bring out the violin and the piano again?
The creche. Early on in my marriage with my children, my sister-in-law early on was over in Germany as a war wife. And she sent us the most beautiful creche with all the people in it and the wise men. And it was just, so that I still have that. And I put that up the first Sunday in Advent every year just to keep everything going.
Well, I guess Bill's family being German, in fact, his father did give sermons in English and German. Mother Harm sent an Advent calendar, which I had never seen before, but she sent one to each of her grandchildren, Mary and Paul. So that was very nice, and they loved that. I still have them someplace.
Advent is a season of preparation, I think, right? So we, not I think, but Advent from our tradition is a season of preparation. And to me, I think about that often in our world today. We all have experienced a lot over the years. And what are you praying for at Christmas?
I thought about that and I said, what really? And I said to myself, peace.
Yeah.
Peace in everybody's heart and peace in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
These people just look each other in the eye and smile and accept. And I think we could have peace because that's what we're all praying for, I believe,
I think we are, right?
all
I
over
think
the world.
most people are.
Mhm.
Majority of us are. I'm sure some outliers, but yeah.
Mhm. We're so fortunate to be here. I mean, we're so blessed by the church and by the people in it. It's just a wonderful thing to have in your life.
Well, maybe that starts here. trying to be able to look each other in the eye and see a human being who has a name in God's story and who's made in the image of God, right? Yeah, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Our church does that pretty well, at least while we're here.
Yeah, it's challenging throughout the week. Why is that so challenging, do you think, for us? Seems simple to look everybody in the eye and see we're made in the image of God. What do you think what's so challenging?
Well, I had taught in a kindergarten of Black children, and they would not look you in the eye because I think it was a tradition that they weren't supposed to. That was a sign of arrogance, perhaps.
Because they were taught not to, right?
Yeah.
By the white people, not to.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the churches.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was interesting. I couldn't understand, I would say, now look me in the eye. And they'd look at their shoes. But I taught 12 years or so. And then I think between the 12 years, they learned maybe that it was okay to look us in the eye.
Which you taught here.
Yeah.
Which school were you in?
The first school was Columbus Street downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up, that was 12 years, all Black school. The little kids walked to school and they were streetwise. And then I ended up in Stono Park, which was not downtown. It was out in the nice areas. And but some of the same Black families had moved out, and I thought I had gotten rid of those because those children. I said, "Oh no, here they come!" But anyway, it was interesting, and I learned more than they did.
And you saw a lot of transformation then too.
Yeah, and it was more mixed when I got out in Stono Park. We had white and Black, not just Black children. But I learned a lot that year downtown. Well, 12 years downtown.
That's what Christmas does too, is at Christmas, we pray for this peace. And year by year, we're reminded that God is at work transforming, and that history has something to do with it, right? The history of those children and their parents' history in the South and all over the United States, we're taught to, you're lesser than, right? And so maybe Christmas is turning our world upside down, pushing us to see everyone as God's child, but also pushing us to see us as God's children, giving us the ability to look each other in the eye. And that takes time. It just doesn't happen God, for some reason, didn't just do it one time, but he brought us a baby, and person by person, God is changing the world, right?
Donna would have had an interesting perspective on this idea of divisions.
Yeah.
Because you taught in a Jewish school.
I did. I taught 7 years at
Did you?
Addlestone. Yeah,
neat.
it was very different. But I discovered that actually the basis was the same. They were wonderful people. I had no problems while I was there at all. I mean, we got along, Rabbi and Mrs. Saracen and all the teachers. We just got by just wonderfully well. There wasn't any problem. The whole time I was there, it was very, very, very good. Yeah. But then I also taught special ed in New York. And Christmas time for them was very difficult. Many of the families, most of the families that I had were very poor families and trying to do their best for these children. And we would, of course, always have gifts for them and parties for them and things like that. But I remember one little boy, I took all of his crafts to him because he was absent the last 2 days in school. And I went to where he lived. He lived up over a television store, and there was a back entrance. And I remember going up and knocking on the door, and I had all of his things, and I knew he wanted them. But someone was there but I wasn't allowed in.
Mm.
And I felt so bad because he had worked so hard. And then I thought to myself, he had the joy of the doing.
Yeah.
He had the joy of the doing with all the people around him who loved him. And he knew this. So having the things was just secondary. It was going to be okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Last week we lit the candle of hope. There's 4 candles, and the 5th candle is a Christ candle. When you look out into our world right now, and maybe within the church too, what gives you hope? Where do you see Jesus at work?
Of course, I think the people in the church and Barbara and the choir gives you so much enjoyment and joy. And I told Barbara, I said, I'm very jealous because I'm not up there anymore. And you did this after I left, and
You did. You
Just
made the
gorgeous.
chancel bigger, and brighter,
Yeah.
and everything else,
and
right?
there's more people, and it was more, so to speak, family. But I've always found this a very friendly and loving and kind church who reaches out to the neighborhood. Although they go caroling in a car, and it's not Christmas Eve.
So a little plug for caroling on December the 18th, right? So yeah. So what gives you hope is just the joy you see here, and then that getting carried on. That's what I hear you saying.
Yes.
They getting carried on and outside the church.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's my
Mhm.
first year not in the choir. First year in my life, I think, that I haven't sung somewhere.
This is
Since
it.
I was 3 years old, I think. So
Wow.
this is a big year, but
Yeah,
they're
how-
singing with me, for me, in the hymns and things like that.
Yeah.
So, and vicariously, I'm up on that chancel
Mm-hmm.
as well. But
We can sing together in the pew.
you said it.
We need good singers in the pews
We
because
do.
it helps give people confidence while they're in the pew. They don't look down, and they give people confidence.
I need to sit beside you
me-
two so you can overwhelm my bad notes.
Oh, I haven't noticed them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's such a blessed place to be,
It is.
just to be
Yeah.
here.
And we have very special people. I think of Hugh. I said, I like to play the piano, but Hugh, he really takes off. He can invent. He can play without music. He can turn pages when he's playing. I mean, he's amazing to me.
He even
So
takes
he's
communion while he
something.
plays.
Yeah.
And
He takes communion in one hand and plays with one hand. It's amazing.
Oh, he's,
Very impressive.
yes, he is. So that's great.
One of the most exciting things I think about the music program here, and it has a lot to do with Christmas also, is that Barbara uses the very youngest children. She's got wonderful helpers. I know that they've helped her a great deal, but she's really the one that started all this. And those children are out there early and often.
Mm-hmm.
And, I turned to one young mother who was sitting by me one day, and I said to her, because they applauded, the congregation applauded, and I said to her, once they hear the applause, they're never the same.
Speaking from experience.
Speaking since 3 years old, you've never been the same.
That's right.
And we've got to find a way to applaud you from the pews then.
But she grows a choir,
Yeah.
and the church grows the people in it.
Mm.
And I think it's wonderful.
There's so much joy with music anyway. It's a great way to grow.
It's a great way to grow. And I know, grown a lot in this last 30 minutes. Thank you all for joining us. And on Voices from the Pew, this Christmas tradition, we are grateful that you are here with us and that you agreed to do this. This has been exciting. I could keep talking to you forever.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
It's our
Very
blessing to
welcome.
know you. Now I'm excited that people will get to listen.
Oh, well, thank you. That humbles us.
It's a pleasure, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, thank you.